And since I'm in the okay, fix it myself kind of mood, Trish asked me this morning when's the last time the oil was changed on this thing, and I said, I don't know. Doesn't have a sticker on the windshield or anything like that. So I started doing some research and found out that it uses a synthetic blend. And I did quite a bit of research because originally they used pure synthetic oil, which is about $37 a quart. But now they're using synthetic blend, which you can get for, I don't remember, it seemed like about 30 bucks a gallon. So the thing holds 7 quarts. I was looking for something clean to drain that old oil into, because I do save old oil in case of an emergency, especially where that's synthetic. I'd like to keep the oil clean and return it back to the containers once I pour the new oil into that. So I got this for that. I have what I normally use in here when I do an oil change is I got an old greasy looking nasty thing there that it's kind of handy. You lay it on the ground, you drain it into it, and you can pour out of it. Sometimes I'll use the old oil, let my neighbor use it because he occasionally needs to set off his burn pile, and that old oil works pretty good for that. Or sometimes I use it. I keep a variety of oils and transmission fluids and stuff like that around for my little oil squirt things over there. Don't use much of that, but sometimes I do. Plus, if I ever get an old piece of junky car, I've had them before, with a bad oil leak, I can pour that old oil in there and use it instead of putting new oil in there and let it run out on the ground. Anyway, getting way ahead of myself. So I'm pretty sure that's more than 2 gallons worth. And I'm going to slip that under there, and we're going to figure out what size that is. I might as well take a socket or two with me. It looked like it was about that size. Give me a place to start anyway. And never know. Used to, if it was a Ford, it'd be standard, and if it was a a Japanese car, it would be metric. But nowadays they put metric and standard on everything. You just never know what's what anymore. Anyway, there's plenty of room to work up under here. Oh yeah, what I've got in my hand is way too big. It's gonna be closer to that's a little bit bigger than 5/8. I'm gonna say that's gonna be 5/8 or 11/16 right there. But all I gotta do is drain this into that. This is the oil filter. It should spin off there pretty easily. This vehicle's only got 27,000 miles on it, so really it hasn't been worn run enough to where it should be a problem. It's hard to see this motor the way it sits in here. When I'm laying here looking up at the serpentine belt, it looks pretty good. That's a good thing to keep your eye on. You start seeing one of those things get cracked up, it's a good idea to replace it. A lot easier to replace it in a shop or something than it is out on the road. And on this one, I don't know how easy it'd be to replace it in the shop, because your access to it from up here is pretty darn limited. You'd have to be taking a bunch of stuff off to get to it. So I'm glad I'm not doing that today.